Hey guys, so today in this video we'll be going over the exact funnel that I use to scale all my clients to 80, 90, 100k plus months. So the funnel that I use is the standard lead gen funnel to opt in to VSL to book a call. This funnel has been working for years. It's a funnel that works, but only works nowadays if it's done in a certain way. There's loads of variations to this funnel, and there's no one way to do it. You always need to understand your client, understand your market, and make tweaks accordingly. So in this funnel, this is just a general overview of the funnel that I use. Obviously, it's tweaked depending on what offer, what type of client I have, what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, what type of team they have, how good are their setters, how good are their closers, etc. So for my clients, we'll generally start with a top of funnel campaign, which would be a lead gen campaign. So lead gen comes in many ways. It doesn't have to just be, it could be an instant form campaign, which I tend to shy away from because if you run an instant form campaign, the data is all with Facebook, whereas you're limited with your retargeting. For example, if you were to run an opt-in campaign where people go to a landing page, you can retarget people that visit the landing page for a certain amount of time. You can target people that visit the landing page and don't do a particular action. You have a lot more options in terms of retargeting. You have a lot more data. At the end of the day, data is valuable, and you want to try and build as much data as you can. So that's why I would always recommend using an opt-in funnel rather than an instant form campaign. On top of this, we noticed that we have split tested it, and we noticed that the quality of leads that come through an opt-in tend to be higher, and you tend to get more people watching your VSL because on instant form campaign, people are scrolling on Facebook or Instagram. The instant form comes up. They don't even have to fill in their details because it's autofill. They autofill it, press the button, and then they get prompted to visit your landing page after. But a lot of people don't even click on this. Whereas people who go to the opt-in, they tend to be higher quality. A, because they have to come off of Facebook or Instagram, so that intent tends to be slightly higher. Doesn't isn't typically auto-filled, so they have to type in their details manually. Then on top of this, as soon as they finish typing in their details, they aren't prompted to go to the VSL page. They are taken straight there. So you tend to get more people watching your VSL. So that's why I would always advise to go for a opt-in to VSL rather than a instant form to VSL. On top of this, there are DM campaigns you can run. So you can run people going to you get sent to your clients' Instagram pages rather than being sent to a lead form, for example. It just depends on the system that your client prefers. Some clients prefer a mix, some clients prefer one rather than the other. And you just need to be able to adapt and understand your client's strengths and weaknesses and their team's strengths and weaknesses and use it accordingly. Again, testing is what I always advise. So for top of funnel, typically it's a we have two phases for our campaigns. Our two campaigns. We have the first campaign, which is just kind of like a creative and audience testing. So what this is, you have your let's say you have five creatives to test. You have your five creatives in your different ad sets, and you would run this for a good week, maybe even 2 weeks, could be 5 days, depending on the budget, depending on how much you're testing, depending on what your goal is. You run it for a few days to a week typically, and then it's up to you now because basically you would have a campaign here, which is phase two, which is the main campaign. This is your scale campaign, your main campaign. So let's say your client wants to spend £200 a day or $200 a day. You would have this campaign running all the time, and what you would do is you're swapping the winners from the audience and creative testing campaign into this one. So this one you want to try and keep on all the time. You don't want to reset it back into a learning phase. But the phase one campaign, you can do whatever you want with it essentially. So yeah, so your winners, your scaling campaign, this will be in your CBO, campaign budget optimization. You leave this running as long as you can. Swap in the winners when you can. Leave the data, leave the data to build on this one, and this will be your main campaign getting your leads. Uh, typically, typically I would advise $100 a day minimum going into this kind of funnel. If you're running a high ticket campaign, and you're not prepared to spend at least $100 a day, then I don't think it's worth it in my opinion. You might need to look into other stuff simply because of the amount of testing, the amount of money that needs to go into retargeting, the amount of volume of leads you'll need to really to really see a good ROI. Anything below $100 is you can still get ROI, but it takes longer. It takes longer. You get less data. Your campaigns stay in the learning phase for longer. But hey, cool. So we run top of funnel ad campaigns, and these will generally typically go to the opt-in campaign, the opt-in page, sorry, where you get leads. The goal of this is to get leads. Essentially, this is lead gen. Yeah. And then we have the middle of funnel, which is the leads come through, they get taken to the landing page slash VSL, they watch the VSL, and the end goal of middle of funnel is to get them to book a call, essentially. On the back end, we have lead nurturing through SMS and email marketing automations. So if you don't know what that is, all that is just when a lead fills in their details, their CRM will pick this up and they'll be added to a workflow. Typically, what happens at this stage as well is you get lead qualifications. At some different people like to have lead qualifications at different points. Some people like to have lead qualification at book a call stage. Some people like to have it before they get to the landing page, so in the opt-in stage. Again, it depends. You need to split test. Depends what the client wants. Depends what the client likes. And on top of this, you have a. I'd always advise to have your pixels set up so that anyone that's disqualified isn't sent. The pixel is not fired. So you'd have two landing pages. You'd have one. This could either be your thank you page or it could be your VSL page. You have one landing page for clients, for people that are qualified, and you have a pixel firing only at this. So this is sending data back to Facebook, telling it, hey, like these are the people that are coming through to our landing page. We want these type of people. Then you want the disqualified people to go to a different one where the pixel isn't firing. Now, what you choose to do with this up to you. You can send people to a free school group. You can advise people to join your Instagram. You can even still get them to book a call. It's just that your closers will know that, hey, like these people aren't very qualified. So, they just have a pre-warning beforehand. You want to focus as much of your attention on the qualified people as possible. So I digress. So essentially, the leads are sent to the landing page VSL where they get a chance to watch the VSL and to book a call. They're also nurtured through SMS and email marketing, and we run middle of funnel campaigns. I run middle of funnel ad campaigns, and they are retargeted to people's Instagram. So what this is, I retarget people based on people that don't fit in the lead form, people that watch the ads for a certain percentage of time, and they are retargeted and they're sent to follow the Instagram. And now this is where the setters come in, and the setters are extremely important in this funnel, as well as lead nurturing and as well as lead nurturing, because a cold audience, as Ravi always says, you need 7 hours of someone needs to watch 7 hours of content and at least 11 touch points to be able to become a sale on average. Now, a cold audience, they've seen your ad, they might have watched your VSL, they might have even seen a bit more of your content as well somewhere else. That's what 3 or 4 touch points, maybe an hour worth of content. Now, setters are important here because your setters, what they're going to do, not only are they going to qualify people, but they are going to warm people up, warm leads up. So what they're going to do, we have our setters. As soon as the lead comes in, they're called by our setters. The setters, they talk to the lead, find out where they're at, try and qualify them on a call, see where they're at, trying to convince them to book a call, etc. Tell them more about the business, tell them more about, maybe give them a bit of free game, a bit of advice, show them that we are the people to go to, you know. And then essentially the end goal for the setters is to get them to book a call. Now, so as I mentioned, we run middle of funnel ad campaigns, top of funnel ad campaigns, and on top of this, we also run bottom of funnel ad campaigns. A lot of people, especially with high ticket, they think that you can get away with just running top of funnel ad campaigns, and they wonder why people cold audiences aren't turning into sales. They wonder why people aren't being warmed up. They wonder why people aren't converting, because top of funnel ad campaigns is not enough to convert someone from a cold audience to pay high ticket. If you've got a 5K offer, yeah, no one is going to see an ad, fill in the name, number, email, watch a VSL, and just purchase. It happens, yeah, but look, like you can't rely on that. It's just not going to work. You need to run middle of funnel retargeting. get people who didn't fill in the lead form, people who've watched your ads, all of that, didn't take an action, to get them back into the funnel, get them to come to your Instagram, where the setters, they are constantly on the Instagram. Anyone who follows the Instagram, anyone who interacts, the setters are on them. They will DM them, they will reach out to them, etc. Sales also reach out to any leads, example, and bottom of funnel ad campaigns. Now, this is also important because essentially, what we want to do is the aim of bottom of funnel ad campaigns is to get rid of objections. So we run ads to get people. So, for example, we could run an ad that's addressing some of our frequently asked questions. It's addressing some of our objections, some of our like most received objections. We will run bottom of funnel ad campaigns to people that have booked a call, encouraging them to either watch the thank you video. We get them, addressing some of our frequently asked questions, all sorts of things you can kind of do here. And people think getting someone to book a call, that's the end. Like, they book a call, you wait for the call to happen, and that's it. Now, if you're experienced in when it comes to this type of funnel, you know that booking a lead booking a call is not the end at all, anywhere near. Because if you just leave a lead to book a call, you don't contact them, you don't hit them with any ads, you don't hit them with any emails, SMSs. Your short rate. You'd be lucky with a short rate of 20%. You'd be very, very lucky. Now, there's what happens a lot is leads will ghost you, especially when they book a call. They ghost you. So what you need to do, we need to have them. We'll have workflows set up, automation set up, so that as soon as they book a call, they send emails, they send text reminders, they send email reminders. They also send emails about objections. All of this is about objection handling, because when someone books a call, that time from booking a call to getting on the call, you want to handle almost every objection possible that they could have. This reduces the amount of friction drastically for your closers, and drastically increases turn up rate, and drastically increases close rate, because getting all the questions that someone could have before they come on the call about your services, or the reason why they wouldn't go for them. If you can answer them before the call, you're going to have a much easier time closing them. These people are going to be warmed up. They've had middle of funnel ads, they've had top of funnel ads, they've had bottom of funnel ads. They recognize that your marketing is aggressive, and it's professional. They recognize your automations, your emails. You've not left them alone. They've not forgotten about you. You've seen them. They've constantly seen you. And on top of this, retargeting can come in many, many forms. There's so many different forms of retargeting. We also run retargeting to our clients. So anyone that's filled in lead form, anyone that's booked a call, they're retargeting with content. We spam them with content, because at the end of the day, as I mentioned, about 7 hours of content, 11 touch points. You want to get them as much content into their face as possible. That's the only way you're going to turn someone from cold to warm in high ticket. Because again, people, as Ravi always says, we're in a trust recession. People don't trust you, an expert. You need to prove to them why they should come on the call. You need to prove to them why they need to pay for your services. Why are they going to pay for your services, not the 100 other people, 1,000 other people that are doing the same thing as you? So your marketing needs to be aggressive. It needs to be intentful, and it needs to be it needs to be it just needs to be serious. Like, if it needs to be professional, it needs to be clean. Like, there shouldn't be any type of room for like the client to ghost you. There shouldn't be any type of room for the client to have questions. Everything needs to be addressed. And where a lot of people go wrong in high ticket funnels is that they just think run an ad, basic automations, basic SMS, basic retargeting, and that's fine. That could have worked maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, but it's not the same no more. It needs to be aggressive. It needs to be with intent now. So again, so they book a call. It doesn't end there. The call is taken. If we get a sale, then we hit them with the onboarding automations. This is just a video saying, hey, what to expect. Like, well done on taking your first step. This is what to expect. Then they have maybe an email goes to them with all the resources they're going to need. It keeps you looking professional, because someone doesn't want to. This should all be automated, by the way, because let's say someone makes a sale 1 a.m. and you're asleep. They're not going to get an email or message from anyone till let's say the next morning, and it's a lot more professional and automated. Allows you to scale a lot more, a lot faster if you can have as much of it automated as possible. Um, as well as this, anyone who's familiar with the funnels would have known I missed something out that's crucial. We also run when someone puts a call, they get taken to a thank you page. So the main landing pages here are the opt-in page, VSL page, book a call page, and then the thank you page. This is just the thank you page, a landing page with a video. It doesn't even have to be a landing page, but typically we use a landing page. The video is saying your call has been booked. Thank you so much for taking action. You're taking the right step. This is what to expect on our call. This is what I need you to bring. Just addressing some of your objections as well, some of your frequently asked questions. You want to address it there, or if it's on a landing page, you can have the frequently asked questions below. I have the frequently asked questions on every stage of every single landing page, because why not? You want to address these objections as soon as possible. You want people to read it as much as possible. You want, because people might not be paying attention on one page, but they pay attention on another page, for example. And yeah, if you do this funnel correctly, you're looking at 100k, 200k plus months with your clients. There's no reason this funnel here has been proven. It's been proven as successful for several clients. I've scaled several clients with this funnel, and you can too. Now, if you want to know more about this funnel, feel free to drop me a DM, drop me a message, book a call with me, and I'll happily go over this funnel with you. This funnel is I typically use it for service-based businesses, coaches, consultants, but I'm sure there's other niches and other audiences that you can use it for. Yeah, there's a lot more to this funnel. This is just kind of like the overview. There's a lot more variations to this funnel. And of course, I'm not going to give everything for free. But if there's something you want to find out more, feel free to DM me. Feel free to drop me a message. Feel free to book a call with me, and we can talk further there. But yeah, let me know how this funnel works. Let me know if you notice there's any errors with this funnel, any bottlenecks, anything that I may have missed out. Feel free to let me know, because I'm always willing to learn more about this funnel. As I said, there's other funnels out there. It's not the only funnel possible. But yeah, let me know your thoughts and your opinions, and I'll see you in the next video.